everyone, hope you're well. I watched the George Michael documentary last night. Really good programme. If you are a George Michael fan, or even if you're not, I do actually think there's a lot of life lessons that you can learn from it, and particularly that obviously you can apply to being an athlete and being injured. And there was actually one line in particular in the documentary where he does say it was almost like he was an injured athlete at the top of his game. No, sorry, an athlete at the top of his game, and all of a sudden got injured and was then unable to compete or perform. And he puts that breakdown, it was more of obviously an emotional breakdown for him, down to the fact that all along in his career, the reason why he wanted to be a singer was because he wanted to be liked and to be recognised as a good singer-songwriter. And yeah, I can sort of relate to what he said a little bit there. So I don't want this to sound like a sob story, because I'm so lucky. I've got such, wonderful friends and family. But there was definitely an element of me pushing myself in my athletics to be liked and to be recognised as being good. Yeah, as I say, I've got a really supportive family, but they're not the sort of family that will, sing from the rooftops about doing really well. If anything, they like to keep you grounded and level-headed, which is fine. That is, yeah, I'm not complaining. And then obviously, I've got two brothers who, yeah, in the way that brothers do when you're growing up, like to bring you down a peg or two. So as I say, there was always just that element of me just, wanting to prove myself. And in some ways, I actually think that probably fueled a lot of the success that I had. But no doubt it also fueled a lot of the injuries that I had. So I do remember one particular time when I was training out in Australia. So it's the first winter where I'd become a professional athlete, 2006, 2007, after my best summer. And I was training harder than ever. And I just remember thinking to myself, nobody really cares about me, Becky the person. They only care about Becky the athlete. Can't they see that I'm training through pain? And I just felt like a commodity. And that's all complete utter rubbish, and I probably knew it at the time as well, but now I can recognise really sort of clearly that that just was not the case. As I say, I've got a wonderful family, and on several occasions throughout my career when I was struggling, they would always just show their unconditional love for me. And I think sort of coaches and agents as well, obviously, they've got more of a vested interest in your athletics, but they can see that you really want to do well as well, which is why they probably try and push you, and they never know to what extent you're tired or to what extent you're injured. And therefore the most important thing is that you care for yourself, okay, and you respect yourself. And yeah, because say other people aren't mind readers, and they probably, as they say, they do really care about you. So it has to come from within. So that was the first point. Oh yeah, sorry, also just to add, so why should you care for yourself, was what I've put here. And just because, you are a human being that is doing their best in life with the circumstances and the opportunities that you've got. We all make mistakes, but the key thing is how you choose, and that's the word to really focus on here, how you choose to respond. Is it going to make you bitter, or is it going to make you better? So yeah, just as I say, care for yourself and be compassionate if you make mistakes. Now, that brings me to my next point, from that I picked up from the film documentary, and it's compassion, And in terms of George Michael, now I thought all the breakdowns that he had, all the drugs he took, were due to him getting too big for his boots, and fame had gone to his head. But in watching that documentary, oh my gosh, he had so many tragedies in his life, and he still remained a really good guy deep down. But yeah, obviously he didn't have that compassion for himself, probably, which I know is easier said than done sometimes. And so anytime a tragedy happened, it was really sensitive, and it got to him. But so compassion also has to come from within, as well as the caring for yourself, and the sort of the self-recognition of your talent, and not relying on others to do it for you. Sometimes other people will, they'll help to prop you up and things, but ultimately it has to come from within. So if you do make a mistake, again, it's a choice of how you respond. It can either you can either beat yourself up, or you can lift yourself up. And one key thing I like to bear in mind if ever I've made a mistake is to look at my intention, and to look at the circumstances that led to me making that mistake. And it was never my intention to make a mistake, and there were reasons why I made that decision. So although the outcome was not what I wanted, the intention was all good. So, made it to the end. Sorry, a bit of a long, deep one today. But yeah, there's so many lessons that you can learn from different spheres in life, and I guess we're all fighting the same battle at the end of the day. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and good luck. Okay, have a good week.